So welcome back to my channel. Today's video is episode 4 of Get Ready With Me to Get Hired Next Year. And we're going to talk about all your basic pre-employment requirements, which is a frequently asked topic from this channel. So if you are interested, keep watching. If you have an internet access at home or on your mobile phone, chances are you are going to find these pieces of information online as long as you just have the patience to read. But if you want me to explain it to you in detail, as much as I can, I will. Then listen up, pay attention to this video. I'm going to link on the description below all the links or the websites that you need to check. Before we start, just a bit of a disclaimer. These are the requirements that are primarily required from any employee. So you will be asked these requirements either before you start your training period or during your training period. Some of them may be asked after your training period. So it is up to your company to decide. Also, these details or the information that I'm going to share with you might change after I publish this video. So please also take note of some changes that you find online and let me know, comment below so that we can update the information or inform everyone. The first one is police clearance or NBA clearance. But for police clearance, this is to ensure that you have no criminal record in that specific area or location, either in your place of residence or in your place of work. So depending on the company, you may be asked to get one from your place of residence and another one from your place of work. So you have to clarify that. Police clearance certificates are only valid for 6 months. So the good thing is that the National Police Clearance System was already launched in 2018. So this will help you get your clearance quickly and easily. However, you still have to go to the police station to have your your personal appearance. There are 2 ways to do this to get your police clearance. First is you have to do a walk-in application, and the next one is online application. For the walk-in application, obviously you just have to go to the police station near your area to obtain that, but you need to have at least 2 valid IDs. And what are these valid IDs? The usual ones are birth certificate, passport, SSS ID or UMID, TIN ID, voter's ID, PhilHealth ID, postal ID, driver's license, or school ID with registration form. I have also heard and read that some police stations do not have their own camera, so it is best to bring a gazillion 2x2 ID photos or maybe 1x1 ID photos as well, because in every office that you will go to, you will most likely be asked for an ID if they don't have a camera. So just to save time and effort, and you don't want to be going back and forth to the location, just have your picture taken 2x2 and 1x1 so that you can submit anytime they need one. So you just have to go to the police station and then have your photo taken, your biometrics and everything, and pay the amount needed. You can also do an online application. In this case, you can log into pnpclearance.ph. I will link it down below so you can check it out after this. Then you have to fill out an application form. Just have to follow the instructions on their website, and then you also have to pay after that using the payment method available on their website. Last time I checked, it's through Land Bank, and after that you will be given some sort of a reference number, and you still have to do a personal appearance. So you have to go to the police station that you scheduled to have your clearance, and then after that your photo or your biometrics will be taken, and then all set, you have your clearance. For the police clearance fee, it depends on the type of document that will be issued to you, because they now issue a certificate and then an ID, and the price is set by the local government. Usually, the certificate costs 100 pesos, while the police clearance ID card costs more, which is 150 pesos or higher due to the materials used. So if your local government releases both clearance certificate and ID card, then you need to bring at least 300 pesos. And if you're applying for the new national police clearance via the website that I mentioned earlier, you'll be paying more because you have to pay through their online payment method, which is Land Bank or BancNet. According to their website, it can be up to 160 pesos. So again, you better check it out for the most updated fee. Second is NBI clearance, which is very common and very easy to get now. NBI clearance can identify cases filed in courts anywhere in the Philippines. So just in case you're still wondering why you're being asked for your NBI clearance. For your police clearance, it's for the local record, and for NBI, it's for national. You can visit their official website at nbi-clearance.com and sign up, because they no longer accept walk-in applications like years before. So when you're done signing up, you'll be advised to appear on your preferred appointment schedule for your fingerprint, biometrics, and picture. It's actually pretty quick. It's actually pretty quick and easy. No appointment, no entry policy. So make sure you sign up online. You also have to pay online if it's possible, or you can pay over the counter with different banks that are accredited. Just check the website and follow the instructions from there. So the fees, effective March 12, 2018, the NBI clearance will cost 130 pesos per certificate, and an additional fee of 25 pesos if you use their e-payment service or if you pay online. Obviously, there's always going to be a fee for that. Now, another thing that you have to note, if you are a first-time applicant, if you are going to renew your NBI clearance, or you are going to renew your NBI clearance because of an error or a change in any field, then you need to present, same thing, at least 2 valid government IDs. So I've already mentioned earlier in the police clearance, it's pretty much the same. UMID or SSS ID, passport, driver's license, birth certificate authenticated by PSA or original copy. Later on, I'll also talk about that. Voter's ID, postal ID. Now, please keep in mind that non-government issued IDs such as company IDs and barangay clearance are not accepted as valid IDs when you get NBI clearance. Okay, now for first-time job seekers, we have the free service under RA 11261. So you can avail of this privilege once only, and when you have a copy of your barangay certificate from the place of residence, where you are a resident for at least 6 months and a first-time job seeker. So one time only. If you are going to get another one for your next job, then that's not going to be free anymore. The issued barangay certificate can be used within 1 year from the date of issuance. So once you have signed up online, don't forget to take note of your reference number. If you have a printer at home, you can print the application form. If not, then that's okay, as long as you have your reference number. Or you can screenshot the screen if you did the application on your mobile phone. The third one is your tax identification number or TIN. If it's your first time to work, you are required to get a tax identification number or TIN. It's very easy. Just go to your BIR office and apply. Tell the person in charge that you need to apply for TIN for your first time employment. In any case, you already have your TIN for whatever purpose that you've applied for previously, then you should use that TIN instead. So regardless of how you applied for your TIN before, you can only have one, and if you're in possession of more than one TIN, it is illegal. So you can use that same TIN that you have previously. The fee, there's none. It's free of charge. And there are several BIR offices in different areas, towns or provinces. But since you're most likely going to work in the city, you can go to their main office instead. Fourth is your Social Security System number, or SSS. This is mandated by the government. This system provides, if you're not aware yet, because probably you're watching this because you're a first-time employee, this system provides private employees and their families protection against disability, sickness, old age, death, or other such instances that could make them incapable of continuing their employment. It's the equivalent of GSIS for public employees in the Philippines. So how this works is that both employer and employee are required to remit monthly contributions to the SSS. So every single month you will be deducted for your SSS contribution. And the contribution amount is determined by the employee's actual monthly salary. So it depends on your salary, of course. And the employer is required to contribute 70% of the required amount, while the remaining 30% is deducted from your salary. That might change in the future, we never know, but that's the setup for now. So if you register for an SSS number for the first time as a prospective employee, you should accomplish a form we call E1. So you submit it with the original or certified true copy and photocopy of any of the primary or any two of the secondary documents. You know, these IDs, if you forget, are listed on their website, so you can also check them out from there. But you need one which has a photo and date of birth. So that is the one that's acceptable for getting an SSS number. So example, for primary documents, you have birth certificate, baptismal certificate, passport, driver's license, PRC card, or seaman's book. There are also secondary documents. It's a long list. You can check out their website for that. So again, if you don't have an SSS number yet, all you have to do is go to any SSS branch or office in your area. If you are already an employee before and you already have an SSS number, obviously, then you should just submit that existing number to your employer, or you will probably be asked for the SSS E1 form. You're gonna have to submit that. And their website is sss.gov.ph, link below. Next is the physical or medical exam. So your employer will give you instructions about your medical examination. Most likely you will be asked to go to a certain clinic to do some tests to make sure that you are fit for the job, and these tests are paid for by the company. So at least you don't have to worry about paying for them. And that's it, basically, for most of your primary requirements. Now going to the secondary requirements, we have Pag-IBIG. Yes, Pag-IBIG. So if you don't know yet what this is a saving system that supplies housing loans to public and private employees, as well as to self-employed persons who apply for membership. So if you are a new employee, you're required to undergo the HDMF online membership registration. Before, we used to go to their office, but now you can do it online so that you become a member of the Pag-IBIG fund. So you have to remember also that you need to be registered with the SSS first before you can register to the Pag-IBIG fund. Most likely because they need your SSS number. So that's one thing to note. Go to SSS first before you go to Pag-IBIG. And their website is pagibigfundservices.com//pubreg. So I can link it down below so that you can access it later. Next secondary requirement is PhilHealth. So for employees, you need to fill out and sign a PhilHealth member registration form, or PMRF. So same with Pag-IBIG, you can already register online, regardless though if you are already a PhilHealth member or not. If you are an existing member, you are required to submit your PhilHealth ID number, and an accomplished PMRF form should be submitted to the PhilHealth office where your business is registered. But in most cases, you just need to submit those requirements to your HR, and then they will give you instructions on what to do next. And if you're not familiar of what PhilHealth can do to our lives, it provides employees with a practical means of paying for adequate medical care in the Philippines. The monthly contributions are deducted from your monthly salary, and your employer is also required to contribute percentage of that amount. This is the link to the form. I will link it below. Next, school records, which are very important. School records, because there are a lot that you can actually submit, or you might just be required to submit one. So you can submit either your diploma, your transcript of records, certificate of graduation, or certificate true copy of grades. Now this depends on your company, whichever document they will accept. They may also ask you for additional records just in case the one you submitted will not suffice. Next is your previous employment record or your certificate of employment, clearance, or sometimes you'll be asked for your latest 1-month payslip with your company logo. They will also probably ask you for another document if the first one you submitted will not suffice. Like in our case, you might be asked to submit SSS contributions document. But if it's your first time to work, then obviously you don't have to get a previous employment record. But you have to make sure that on your resume, you don't have a work experience, because otherwise you will be asked for a certificate of employment. We have birth certificate. Most companies will require original NSO copies. Now they call it PSA, while other companies may accept duly authenticated by the local civil registrar. But to be safe, just get one from PSA. And this is a requirement that you will need again and again. Unfortunately, it's costly, but you have to submit probably 2, 3, or 4 copies, original copies of your birth certificate. So if you don't have a new copy, you can request at any NSO office or PSA office in your area, or the more hassle-free way is to go online, but also more expensive. So for online applications, you can just go to their website. I'll link it below. It's psaserbilis.com.ph, and also pay online or over the counter. The fee for online applications in the Philippines is 330 pesos per copy. You can expect around 5 to 7 business days delivery time frame. For walk-in applications in PSA outlets, around 140 pesos, 30 minutes to 1 hour turnaround time. It depends on their service level for the day. And we also have Census Servilis centers. 230 pesos per copy, released within 1 to 2 hours. And then SM Business Centers nationwide, that's 180 pesos per copy within 4 to 6 days after application. So you have a lot of choices. Again, the fees may change without prior notice. So please go ahead and check out the updated one. But if there are changes, it should not be very different from what we have currently. Next is marriage certificate. Obviously, if you're married, then you're gonna have to submit this. Same instructions for getting a birth certificate. The fee is also the same when you do it online. Now, for every transaction you do, whether it's in the government office or not, make sure to always bring at least 2 valid IDs, because most of the time you'll be asked for an ID. And bring your own pen to save time. Additional requirements, you have several different BIR forms that your HR personnel will ask from you. So best to ask from them, especially when you need to change status, you need to change your RDO codes or whatever. And we also have your house sketch. So make sure you already sketch your house. And as I've mentioned earlier, it's best to prepare a lot of 2x2 and 1x1 ID photos because you will need them. And lastly, we have your bank form, which will be given to you by your admin or maybe payroll. This is part of your pre-employment requirement, and you have to make sure you fill this out as early as you can so that you'll get your salary as early as possible as well. Okay, so that has been a long video. I never thought it's gonna take so long, but if you have other questions about the requirements, then best to ask your HR so that you'll be given the right advice. I have only enumerated the most common and primary basic requirements that you need. And again, these may change depending on which company you're in. So if you like this content, don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't yet, and share this with anyone who can benefit. Comment below if you have any other topic suggestions, and watch out for my next video as part of this GRWM series. Take care and see you.